Hello, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tirra Omilade, and I am here to talk to you about the affirmations and the astrology for this week. I constantly go live in the inner circle, so that's what you heard me saying initially. Anywho, you all are a part of this goddess community, and I appreciate you. And so I want to make sure that we get started off on the right foot, a positive note. This is part of the goddess-centered lifestyle, is consistently refreshing your energy, refreshing and reminding yourself of wisdom, speaking positive energy, positive intentions, making positive suggestions into your life. And so I'm so excited to talk to you all about what I have for this week. I will say that I want to offer, you'll see some of the announcements or updates. I want to let you know when am I going live and what am I doing this week. So in order to do that, I want to bring up just a little graphic that I created, and I'm going to take myself out of the live stream so it won't look weird. So what I have for you all this week is a full moon workshop this Friday. I am going to talk to you all about, what do you need to think about for the full moon, which will be on the 20th. On Saturday, I have two events. I forgot to add the 16th to the number 3 point, but on the October the 16th for the Inner Circle members, because I know a lot of the Inner Circle members keep up with me here on my live channel, my live YouTube channel. I am going to go live for the Inner Circle via Zoom. We're going to do Foundations of Astrology. This is not to teach you anything to be an astrologer. It's more to help you to understand your chart better. So that will be at 2 p.m. Eastern time. The full moon and Aries workshop will be on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then on the 16th, I am going live here on my YouTube channel, public YouTube channel, doing live readings. Each one is $30. I will pull probably at least one card, one affirmation. And if you want to give me your birth details, I will look at your chart. And so, yeah, it'll probably be 10 people that I'll do that for. So the first 10 people who show up and want to get a reading, more than happy to do that for you all. And then on Wednesday, every Wednesday, I go live with a spiritual chat and a mindfulness practice. It's not just enough, dear sisters, to know spiritual knowledge. We have to put it into practice. And so, yes, I will be going live again this Wednesday to talk to you all about something spiritual. It will help to nourish you, to give you just that little bit of extra, whatever you need to keep going in the direction of your destiny, to stepping forward in your truth and working on healing yourself. So I encourage you all to avail yourself to that. Also, in the description box, you will see information about the second annual season of the Witch Conference, which I am presenting at, talking about the moon. It's 11 presenters. We're presenting on all different types of spiritual topics that are set to make women, operate from their power. So avail yourself to that. I would love to have you be a part of that conference with me. So this week, something that I think is important for us to talk about is these retrogrades. So it's important to know that we are in the process of ending retrograde season. This month is a season, as I see it, it is a time to slow down, to speed up. And so, we're getting ready to start speeding up. We're in a new season, Libra, which is a season of new beginnings, and retrograde planets are moving direct. So the first one is going direct today, Saturn. This is Sunday, the 10th. And so Saturn moving direct is significant as I see it. Exclamation point, significant. And part of the reason it's significant is Saturn has just really been ruling the day. It has been creating lots of shifts, lots of changes in the structure of our day, the structure of our lives, the structure of the world. It is in Aquarius, which is about the global community. It's about, what's happening in terms of like radically changing and shifting society. And so, and Saturn is also one that has to do with governments. Aquarius has to do with the people, and the people making a decision about where do we want things to go. And so, or, how do we want society to progress? And it's creating a lot of like unrest and shifts and changes. And it's not just Saturn being there, we have Jupiter there also. And so what ended up happening was last year we had a lot of endings when it comes to cycles in astrology, and which immediately from an ending comes a new beginning. And so this year has been a lot of like tying up loose ends and like going ahead and putting something to rest in order to open up to the new, but it's not something that feels comfortable. We're being like pulled to go in a new direction that we may not feel super comfortable with. And so these last few months, Saturn has been giving us an opportunity to sort of take a break and to just keep working on it, because that's one of the things I told my inner circle members. I'm sure I mentioned it at some point here on this live channel. Hey, y'all, it's time for us to make sure that we continue to work on whatever it is that we know. What's that thing? Like, what is that thing that I really need to do this, but it's like, oh, I'm not sure if I feel like doing it. I want to do it. I don't know if I have the confidence to do it. Whatever it is, resistance is probably a good word, because we will feel resistance. And I said, keep working on it, because we're going to get back to this thing shifting and changing. And it's like we're being pulled to make changes, whether we want to make them or not. And so the significance of Saturn moving forward is it's time to start moving in a new direction. It's time to get further down the path on whatever it is you are called to work on. And it could be career, it could be a relationship, it could be your home. Like, say, for instance, me, where Saturn is in my chart, it has to do with home and family. And so, I've had to get used to my kids not being here. It's just me and my husband. We're empty nesters. This is a really big deal. Like, it's a huge shift to be so long, decades, raising children. And now no one's here except for me and my husband. And then the other thing for me with this Saturn is, hey, get this house purged, because we've lived here 16 years, 2 children. It's a lot of stuff that has been accumulated. And it's like, get this house purged, get rid of stuff. We ain't going to be having a house to be storing stuff. Okay. So that's my example. And I feel it, and I feel resistance. You know how it is when it's time for some people, when it's time to do a deep purge, it's a lot of resistance to do it. When do we do it? A lot of times when it's time to move. It's not time for me to move, but I tell you what, I'm in this cycle of work on getting rid of stuff. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm pushing myself. And I even posted on my Instagram how, my gosh, I'm like sweating and just feeling so stressed, just getting past that resistance to going ahead and just start getting rid of stuff. I don't care what kind of sentimental value it has, nothing. Everything is going to get purged that's not being used. You could just put money on it. I'm going to report to you all that. So I'm giving you my example. What's your example? I would love to hear it. Now, the next thing that I want to tell you is Mercury will be going direct on the 18th, which is, yes. Okay. That's next week. But whenever Mercury goes direct, it's going to be several days where Mercury is not moving, or is moving so slowly. And so this week is that time that's called Mercury retrograde storm. So this is one of those times when I say, hey, put all Mercury retrograde protocols in place, like be gentle with your technology. We even talked about the importance of how often do we even sit down and give thanks for our technology. This is a great time to say, hey, thanks computer, thank you car, thank you faucets, thank you lights, whatever the technology is. To be very gentle with it, to leave early. Don't push it, leave early. If you leave late, just be safe as wherever you go, right? Um, okay, so Saturn going direct, it could create delays. And so we have Mercury going direct and it's slowing down. That could create delays also. And also, Jupiter is going to be going direct the same day as Mercury. And so I just think it's an amplification of energy, an amplification. I think this could be a week of great amplification. And actually, I want to share one of the affirmations now. I am streamlined. I resist, I reduce resistance and minimize clutter in my life. And we have so many different types of clutter. We have digital clutter, we have mental clutter, emotional, physical. It's a lot of different types of clutter that we can have. And so it is important for us to have these routines, to really systematize our lives this week as much as we can with kindness and compassion. With kindness and compassion. I just made a video for my inner circle this morning where I was talking about, it's important for us to realize that being at 100 is different each day, right? Some days our energy is better, depending on our life circumstance, even. Our energy may be better or worse. But the main thing that we want to do is to offer kindness and compassion and just assess what's the best that I can do today to be streamlined, to be systematized, right? And so, it's not this high pressure thing. It's more of I am doing the best that I can do to be streamlined and systematized. We're in the season of Libra. So if you need some support, maybe you have an accountability buddy, you hire a coach, something to support you in being more streamlined and sticking with your rituals and your routines, whatever it is. And one of the ways we can reframe it is understanding how much that these processes that we put in place, not for necessarily anything other than when I wake up, I do this, and then I do that, or these are the things that I want to make sure I get done today. How am I going to make sure that I check in to see, am I getting each one done? Because when I do this, I am supported. See, this is what routines do for us. They literally support us in being able to keep our calm, to keep our peace. So I am streamlined. And I think it's so important for us clearing the clutter this week. And I think the best clutter that we can clear is being frenetic and frenzied. I think it's important for us to just say, you know what? I'm moving very deliberately, maybe write a list of things to do, and then just, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm doing right now. And taking some deep breaths. I talked about in last week's mindfulness practice, when we inhale and exhale, it literally connects us to higher wisdom. Okay. So this is very, very important this week. Just honoring Mercury slowing down in order to go direct along with Jupiter. Saturn's energy is strong and powerful too. So yes, I am streamlined. I reduce resistance and minimize clutter in my life. And again, yeah. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to also mention, are the moons that we will be experiencing this week. Yeah, y'all know I'm all about the moons. So this week we are in Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So Sagittarius is what will give us of feel, and this is from my Inner Circle spiritual care package, or the monthly printable that I put together for the Inner Circle. But Sagittarius is a time of focusing on our vision. We feel way more optimistic. It is a time where we'll want to have some fun, or maybe just really look at the meaning of life. I think also, taking that time to study something that inspires you or broadens your horizon, like maybe watching a documentary or reading some spiritual text. Great time for Sagittarius. The moon in Capricorn is very grounding, and I think that one will help us with this I am streamlined energy. So, yeah, I encourage you all to take advantage of Capricorn, which allows us to get a lot done because we're willing to do the hard work. And then the moon will be in Aquarius, time to focus on progress, being more disciplined. Now, this moon in Aquarius is also going to be there with Saturn. So it will help to bring some softness and some gentleness. And yeah, it'll kind of help take the edge off of Saturn moving direct, the power of it. But I do think it will be a great time for downloads. That's a moon that will be excellent for downloads. And then the last moon, we end with the week, the moon in Pisces. It goes into Pisces on late on Friday, where really, if you're on the other side of the world, for me, it'll be early on Saturday. A great time for self-care and spirituality and creativity. And yeah, it's a softer touch. It'll bring that softer touch. But the kicker is, well, I just think to myself, whenever Pisces is afoot, it might be some shenanigans, especially with Mercury going direct. But it might be okay. It might just soften things down a little bit. So, yeah, I love the moon in Pisces. Such a great time to really take that time to maybe do like a staycation, to get away, to do meditation, mindfulness, yoga, anything that like brings this energy of refreshing yourself through toning everything down. Super creative moon, super creative moon. Now, the next affirmation that I have for you is I am ready. I think this is like a great attitude to have for this week. I can handle anything life throws at me. And again, notice I use the word attitude. Maybe you don't feel ready. Maybe you can say, I'm open to being ready. I don't know if I'm ready, but I am open to it. I see Mercury as fun energy. Saturn, not so much. Jupiter is definitely all about the fun. So if we can find something to laugh at and smile about, if we can laugh at ourselves and maybe not take things so seriously, yeah, I am ready. I can, whatever life throws, okay, I'm here for it, right? One thing I do want to encourage you all to be ready for is success. A lot of times we fear success because it's unknown. And so we'd rather just stay where we are, feeling safe right where we are. But maybe you're ready to receive that which you say you want. Or maybe you need to be open to receive it so that when it comes your way, you don't reject it. So I'm just dropping that out there for you all. Okay. Lastly, I have a new oracle that I've been using. I just have to read this to you all. And I want you to just take these words in and see what you can do with them this week, okay? Because a lot of times when we share affirming thoughts, a lot of times it's more of like, let me think about, how does this apply to me? How can I apply this to me? Am I already doing this, or do I need to make some type of adjustment to get this done? And this reads, when I accept myself as I am better able to grow into who I am made to be. When I accept myself as I am better able to grow into who I am made to be. And so in the mindfulness community, one of our attitudes that we accept is acceptance. Because what you accept, you can do something about. What you accept, you absolutely now have the power to make change. It's when we are resisting something that, we're pushing it away and we're not facing it. And so, yeah, accepting yourself as you are. The other thing will allow you to be able to make the changes that you desire. I think another thing that brings to us, dear sisters, and any brothers who are looking or watching, is when you accept yourself as you are, maybe you will realize that the very thing that you thought you're supposed to be is not really who you are. When you accept yourself as you are, it's like, you know what, I'm good. I'm good. Might be, in one of the worst states that we've ever found ourselves in, maybe in a desirable place in our lives. But when we can accept ourselves exactly as who and what we are, we may not see things as like, well, things are just so wrong. It's just, okay, I am where I am. And maybe I am where I am. There's this Odu. I want to say it's Oyeku that talks about sometimes when we accept I am where I am, it's not, it seems like things are not going my way. It seems like I'm not where I should be. That maybe that delay and you get into where you think you're supposed to be is actually a safeguard. How many times have you really worked hard on something and then only to find out, dang, that's not really what I wanted. I'm so glad there was this delay, or I'm so glad that things just kept not going my way, because now I realize I really should be going in a whole different direction. Maybe I thought I was supposed to be going in that direction because it was suggested to me and I received the suggestion and went in that direction, but it's not really my true desire, right? It's not really my true desire. So accepting ourselves as we are and embracing, I'm enough right where I am. I am enough right where I am. This is how we are actually able to allow ourselves to unfold and move in the direction of our true destiny. This is Tirra Milade. I am wishing you an amazing week. I appreciate you all. And I would love to hear comments. I love when you all make comments. I would love to hear comments from you. What stood out to you about this wisdom sharing and the astrology for the week? Do you have a game plan, dear sister? Go on ahead and write it down real quick in your journal. What stood out for you? And watch that be a power tool for you this week. Please, as always, like the video, share it, and come back. I look forward to seeing y'all in other videos. I hope to see y'all in the workshops and on the lives, all that kind of good stuff. So have a wonderful week. Peace and love.